needs to be on a photo shoot in about 3 hours. Oh no, did I sew this in my dreams? Hi, I'm Noémie. Welcome back to my channel La Fraise. This week we are sewing a fur coat for Elle Woods in Legally Blonde together. Enjoy the vlog! Okay, a lot happened with my sewing plans and I'm going to try to summarize it in a way that doesn't take hours and hours. So, originally I started this vlog and I didn't know what I was going to make, but I assumed I would make something that was coming up on my list, which is the patina blouse. I've literally cut the pattern, like I just need to make it, but I was like, well, I don't really feel like doing this. The shirt didn't feel like it either. So yeah, I wasn't really feeling like doing the project that were on my pile. And I also have lycra to make a swimsuit for a friend, but I didn't have a measurements yet, so I couldn't make that and I didn't want to make the rest. And I really wanted corduroy pants, so I went to the fabric store and I bought myself corduroy. I washed it and I was ready to start that as my next project. And this vlog, basically from that point, I thought that this vlog would be a corduroy pants vlog. But then my wife said, oh, but actually I need to be dressed as an 80s sports person for Legally Blonde in Whipped Into Shape. She's in the video sports section. And so I was like, ooh, I will make those leggings I've been planning to make for myself and she can wear them for the show. And I have this fabric, I've already shown it, and I was like, sure, the leggings can just skip the queue and I'll make the leggings first. It's where she has them on stage. And that means that I'm making my first costume. Ooh, so exciting. But then actually she got given a costume from someone and she didn't need the leggings anymore. And one night I was doing some very late fabric shopping online. Sometimes when I can't sleep, I scroll on my phone and I look at fabric. It's very bad, I know. And I was looking at this bright pink faux fur and I was like, oh my god, I could make a bright pink faux fur coat for Milo for his scene as Bruiser. And I was telling this to the girl who is playing Elle and she was like, oh my god, can you please make me a matching coat so that Milo and I can match? I was like, sure, brilliant idea. And then on the rehearsal on Tuesday, she was like, do you think it would be possible for me to have it on Sunday because we have a photo shoot on Sunday? I was like, oh, okay. So on Wednesday, I went to look with her a little bit at the fit she would want for that coat. And on Thursday after work, I went to the fabric store. I cancelled all of my plans and I started sewing that coat on the Thursday night. Coat that needs to be delivered for Sunday. So basically what I have done is the simplest possible. One thing I have learned from school already is that if you are making things for the stage, you do not make them like you would make your beautiful coat that you want to last all of winter and everything. So this coat is not lined. For example, every seam is just held together with bias tape. I kind of used to think that there was sewing and that's it, but now I really see that for the stage you do think differently. And honestly, for the stage, if you have 3 days to make a project, you also think differently. So I'm not lining the coat. I also didn't really have time to print a pattern and to cut it all and get all of that going, and I wasn't too sure. So I literally took one of her coat, like we tried a few on, that's what I went to her place to look at that, found a coat that we thought was a good base, saw what we wanted to change. I took the coat home, I literally put it flat on my fabric and I cut around it. I'm simplifying it a little bit because obviously you want to have the same seams and everything, but basically I just copied her coat. For the sleeves, I did trace the cap of the sleeves from her coat on pieces of paper before cutting it on the fabric, because obviously you can't really have the sleeve open if you're cutting from an existing coat, but all the rest I did totally freehand, putting the coat on and cutting around it. And it turned out great. Honestly, I'm so happy. It's been a real pleasure to make, a real fun project, and also it's come together really quick, so it was really nice. I will say, if you go a bit nitpicky, the shoulders are not as nice as they could have been. If I had a proper pattern piece for those sleeves, it would probably have been better than like me trying to figure out how to make the sleeves out of the coat I had. But I think seeing how quickly I had to turn this around, I'm super happy. She came this afternoon for a first fitting, so we looked at where she wanted the hem and the sleeves. And yeah, basically it's been a really fun project. But so this vlog is becoming a pink faux fur coat vlog, and I truly want to show you how sometimes there's no point thinking too hard. To be honest, the faux fur is also quite a forgiving fabric because everything's lost in the hair anyway, so quite forgiving fabric. Just be careful to cut everything in the same direction because this one has a very, very strong nap. Like the hair is really going down, and if you had one side cut the wrong way around, that would have been disastrous. It sheds like mad. Literally there was hair everywhere. And the first night when I started working, my wife came and put tea for me on the table, and like 6 seconds after the tea was on the table, there was a layer of like hair on top of my tea. So I've been drinking and probably inhaling a lot of plastics from this coat because polyester, oh my god, and just like when I work it kind of like flies in my face and you can just like feel constant fluff everywhere. And I wanted to add a color, so the coat she gave me to work from was a bomber jacket. So what I have done is I've just kept the sleeves straight and not have, you know, just ignore the ribbing at the cuff, just kept it straight. And I wanted to add a color, so I ignored the color that's on the bomber jacket, you know, those like ribbing color, just ignored it for the start and made the whole jacket. And then I was like, okay, like how do I want to draft this color? That was a piece I was the most worried about. And what I decided to do, first I started to trace the curve of the color, but it was not working too well. And I don't know, I was feeling a bit like, oh, and then if I have to trace a color onto a curve, I was like, it's gonna be so hard. And then I have to sew 2 colors together and trim all the seam allowance and everything, and it's quite a tricky fabric to sew, to be honest. Faux fur, it really slips onto itself, and so it's really hard to keep it like properly aligned. So I decided, let's try simple. I started by cutting, so in spare fabric, just to see how it was. I cut a rectangle of the size I would want my color, and I just pinned it onto my jacket. And I thought originally, like, you know, I'm starting with the rectangle, starting simple, and then once I have the rectangle on, maybe I'll see that I want to thin out the back, make the front more pointy and everything. Like, I thought start simple and move up from there. But actually putting the rectangle on, it looked really good. And I was like, I am not going to make my life more complicated than it needs to be. So I basically doubled that rectangle, so then I could just fold it in 2, stick it on, and that's my color. I did sew all of the color inside by hand so that it looks good, because also the jacket folds open a little bit like this, so you can really see the seams here. And I have done a lot of hand sewing on the jacket. I think when I finish the hem, I will film it so that you can see my beautiful hand sewing. But otherwise, what this jacket taught me very, very strongly is like, it's no need to worry, like just go for it. Just go for it. You can make anything like big time, because it was truly a bit of a bish bash bosh project. Putting everything on, just cutting around it, and then it worked, and it gave me such positive feelings. I've just been feeling like so proud of it. I was kind of like feeling like a fairy, like I made this become a jacket, something that was just a piece of fur. My wife said it was really cool that I was just able to like whip up a jacket like this, like without a pattern, in a couple of days. And yeah, and I didn't expect the color to work so well. I thought I would have to modify the rectangle, but I was like, sometimes simple is really best, and it works. Yeah, I'm just really proud of how it's working. I still need to finish the hem and the sleeves, which now that I have the fitting with her, I will film a little bit of the hand sewing, this way you can see how I'm doing it. I have to say, because Lily, I see you here being like, I see you turning on the side of hand sewing. Yes, I am. I think I don't find it particularly fun to hand sew, but now that I have the skills and now that I understand how to do it properly, it is a nice tool to have in my toolbox of sewing opportunities, because I did try to see like, what if I just sew, maybe the thread is going to get lost in the fur, but you can still kind of see it, and it looks really polished by hand. So I'm not becoming a fan of hand sewing, no, but I do really see the value of hand sewing in those moments, and I'm really happy I'm able to do it, and I have the tools now to make it a little bit extra. And I don't know, I'm really proud of this project, and to think that I have a coat that's going to be on the photo shoot and on stage, that's really cool. She's going to be very hot in this because it's a very hot coat, but yeah, I'm very proud. I'm super happy to be making this. I also hadn't done much sewing, so the last thing I've sewn was the leotard for my friend, and I think that's 2 to 3 weeks ago, and I think I really had that sewing itch. Sewing for school is just not the same, especially because at the moment it's like drills and exercises. So making a project, feeling creative, feeling the fun of sewing, it's truly been really great. I really had a great time. Hi, this is Sunday morning. I might look and sound a bit rough. I was at the birthday yesterday night. The jacket needs to be on a photo shoot in about 3 hours, and I still need to hem it and properly finish. So hem it and finish the sleeves. It's fine. It's not that much. I can definitely do this. I also want to make Milo's outfit though for the rehearsal. So what I have done so far, I have hand sewn the collar shut on top of it, and I've started hand sewing this front panel here, so that just that if the jacket opens up a little bit, there is fur on the opening. For the hem, at the moment it's just pinned here from the trowel with the girl who's playing Elle, but actually what I want to do is unpin this, and I want to do one line of sewing here so that it's very neat. I don't know if you've seen this technique before. I'm kind of in a rush, so I'm going to see how much I can show you, but like I want to do this so that you don't have the hem looking basically like this. That's the look I don't want. It's the hem coming, oh gosh, the hem coming on top like this. I think this is a bit too bulky. So basically I'm not just making the jacket and then hemming it. I am folding the hem in a fancy way. I will show you how I fold it, and then I will show you the final look. That I'm doing by machine, and then the entire hem and the sleeves I'm doing by hand. So it's going to be a fun time, and then hopefully I have time to make Milo's outfit too. So to locate you, this is the color here. This is it's not a facing because it's literally just extended. It's the front that extends and that I have sewn down here. And I have not sewn it down all the way down because I wanted to be able to do this, which is then you fold it back the other way around. So if you see, that's the front, it wraps up this way. And then I folded it the other way around. I'm gonna sew a line here. I'm first going to turn it and see that it works and see that it's perfect. But then after that, I'm going to trim this, and then it's going to be very neat. I'm going to show you once that's done. Okay, so you can see it's sewed down like this, and if I turn it around, so at the moment there's a ton of bulk because I haven't trimmed it yet, but you always want to check before you trim. It looks like this, you know, it's all enclosed. I think that looks so neat, and then I'm going to sew the rest of the hem by hand. So, you know, from the front looks like this. You know, it means that, okay, at the moment it's bulky, but I'm going to trim it. But I love that type of finish. I think it's so much nicer than just turning your hem over. So yeah, very pleased with this. Going to do the other side the same, and then do the hand sewing. This coat is so bright that when I work on it, I think my eyes go a bit funny. And when I look around, I see the world in funny colors. I think it's like so fluorescent that it is burning my eyes a little bit. I think she'll be burning people's eyes on stage, but that's what she wanted, so that's what she'll get. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the hand stitch I've been doing all the way along here, and I'm going to do it down here and then all the way on the hem. So I already have a stitch done. I'm going inside. So the issue is that with the fluff, you can barely see where you're going, but you're trying to be not too far from the edge of your fabric here. So I'm going in. I'm trying to catch one thread of the fabric underneath so that you can't see it at the front. And then I go back, see diagonally about like under a centimeter. I try to make it not too much longer than a centimeter, otherwise the stitches are going to be too far apart and it's not going to be as solid. So you do that, catch one thread in front, go see with the fluff, you can't always see. Go a little bit in diagonal. And I'm going to keep going the whole way. As you can see, when I finish my stitch, I pull a tiny bit to create tension. Don't pull too much because you don't want to be able to see tension here at the front. So you pull just so that you see your thread kind of like disappearing, in my case, in the fluff, but don't over pull. I also kind of want to give a little tip from school, which is to bring your work up to you, because obviously you're quite hunched doing all of that hand sewing. And so I'm on the table, but I have got this little, you know, like desk cushion thing on top to bring my work a bit higher so that I'm not quite as hunched. The work comes up to me, I don't go down to the work, is kind of the motto we're trying to go by. I'm starting to feel a bit stressed. I think it'll still be fine, but I have been working on this for an hour now, and I'm sure if you sew, you know the feeling, but you're like, okay, I just need to do this and that, that'll be quick. But then you get in the flow, and so time really flies by. And so even though I feel like, yeah, it has been quick and I have not spent so long, I mean, it doesn't feel like I've spent a long time yet. An hour has passed and I'm like, oh, the whole morning can't go at this speed, otherwise I will not have finished. So feeling a bit stressed about finishing everything on time now, and it's like, it's fine if I don't have time to finish Milo's t-shirt. Like obviously that's an extra. He doesn't need his t-shirt for rehearsal, but you know, it's like I would like him to have his t-shirt for rehearsal, but I am reaching the end of the lining. I'm finding it a bit stressful because it's really hard to see where you are, you know, putting your needles in this fur. To be honest, it's a little bit blind sewing at this point, just because everything's so fuzzy, but I am reaching the end. So I think we're going to call this that it took me a little bit over an hour to finish. And then it's ready to go for its big photo shoot moment. It's gonna look great. I'm so proud of it. I'm so happy that the girl who's playing Elle likes it. It's been very nice to make something, you know, for someone I don't normally sew for, but make something perfectly fitted for her. And yeah, it's been a nice experience, but right now I'm starting to be a bit stressed. I think, I still need to hem the sleeves. Oh no. Okay, it's definitely gonna take more than an hour then, isn't it? Oh God. Okay, I mean, still no reason to panic. I am really still like, okay, I have like what? Did I sew this in my dreams? Okay, well, I'll take it. It's already done. Where's my needle gone? Needle! Oh. Okay, I need to finish the sleeves. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. Hopefully I still have time to make Milo's t-shirts. I would really like to. It's a really weird thing because obviously I love being in the flow, but I get very stressed from being in the flow because then I'm like, but all this time has gone and I haven't seen it happen, you know? It's just, no, it's all past. And I will finish the hem, quickly do the sleeves, and then we are ready to roll. And I need to arrive not too late at rehearsal because actually they're starting with the photo shoot. So I want the jacket to be arrived on time because there's no point having made this in how many hours? I made this in 60 hours. 60, I mean, you know, I didn't actively work for 60 hours, but the deadline between the moment I got the fabric and the moment it's going to be working, it's 60 hours. I think that's a pretty good sewing speed, honestly. So nice to stroke, it's so soft. Going to put a YouTube video on. I think I'll quickly re-put it on before I do the sleeves just to see that it's fine. It reassures me to put it on throughout, even though it's not my size, so it doesn't really help, but just saying that, yeah, it looks fine. It's so bright, the camera can't deal with it. I love it, but here, I don't know if you can see, it pulls a little bit. It really bothers me, but I can't just like remake the whole thing, you know, like unpick everything for this. And you can't see it from the front, but you know, it's like, you just want it to be perfect. You know what there is. So what I will have to do is kind of go in all the seams like this and make sure I didn't leave any pins in, because they really hide in there because it's so fluffy. Yep, look, by stroking it off, found one. It was hiding in there. So really, it's crazy how like you can go and like not feel the pins. Guys, you can see it. This is really the moment where you have to totally let go, because no one will see it but me. But I know. Look at this. Look at the little gap there. But otherwise, fairly pleased. Again, no patterns for this, so okay, let's do the sleeves and then it's done. So in order to reduce bulk, I just zigzagged the edge and then I'm just folding it over once. So I'm not doing a double turned over hem on the sleeves because I don't want them too bulky. I mean, it's already quite bulky with the faux fur. Right now I'm checking that the hem is even all the way, and I'm also checking the over length of the sleeve. I have to confess, guys, I had a moment of weakness where I thought, do I just do those sleeves by hand, like by machine? Literally with the machine, it would take 2 seconds. Ugh! They're so different. No. Oh, my sleeves are different lengths. So actually if I hem them the same, oh, that's so annoying. Oh, that's so annoying. And we're literally talking about like a lot. Oh, that's exactly what I didn't want. But that's why you check your hem against one another. And then also your sleeves. Because I'm sure, well, clearly one of them moved during the process. I think it moved so much. I mean, we're talking about a few centimeters. I'm going to recut the end, re-zigzag, and redo this. Well, wasn't that a beautiful teaching opportunity to show you why I am checking it, you know, against itself and then also against where the sleeve starts? Because, yeah, here we would have had basically almost 2 centimeters difference between the two sleeves, which would not have been good. So restarting this, so remeasuring the same. The reason why I recut it and re-zigzagged it and didn't just fold it further is that the hem is so bulky, you can kind of see it in transparent, not in transparency, but you can see the bulk behind what you are wearing. So let's retry this. Yes, so we have the same, and now underarm against underarm. I recheck length of the jacket. Yes, I can even check from the shoulder as well. Yes. Guys. Oh, that's so nice. Okay, hand sewing this. Guys, you're reaching the end. I'm so excited to be done with this now. It was a really, really fun project, but it's nice to reach the end, and I really want to make Milo's t-shirt. Do I have time? Okay, let's do this. Little, hand sewing chat, but first, what am I watching? What I'm hand sewing? I am watching currently the Fold Lines edit of the week. So every week they tell you what the new patterns are that are coming out, and I like to keep on top of the new patterns, even though I don't really buy new patterns as they come out, but I like to see what's up, and I think it's really nice to edit every week. And random fact, but I never hand sewn with a single thread. I always doubled my thread because I found it very easy to have a little knot at the end and then the double thread, and then your needle can't go out of it. So I always did that, but at school I discovered that actually it's more normal or / the thing to do it with a single thread, which I didn't know. Maybe double thread is like the children's option, I don't know, because you can't lose your needle. They were like, oh, but it's harder with the double thread because it tangles more. But because I was always doing with the double, I wasn't finding it particularly hard. But yeah, so I had to get used to doing it with the single and, not losing my, because I used to kind of like pull here as hard as I could. I mean, not as hard as I could, but like I used to pull here as far as it went. But obviously the first few times I did that, I lost my needles, but got used to doing it with a single thread quite quickly. And I have to say it's nice because now if I make a mistake, I can just remove my needle and unravel the thread for like the 2 stitches I did wrong, instead of before with the double thread, your needle is stuck in and you can't really go back when you have done something wrong. So that's my little hand sewing update. And yeah, who am I? Like I think, I mean, I know exactly who you are in the comment who's going to say that you knew I'd come around. I emotionally have not come around yet, I have to confess, but I was really like, if I do this by machine, you're going to see a seam line in the fur. And I have done the whole jacket front and hem so that there are no visible seam line, and it's absolutely beautiful. I'm not going to be lazy for just the hems of the sleeve, but I'm kind of not recognizing myself, to be honest. I'm like, who is this person doing hand sewing voluntarily? But I feel like, yeah, I'm doing this for someone. It's for a photo shoot. I want it well done. I believe I'm really going to try. I'm going to be able to valorize the hours as work experience for school. We have to do a certain amount of work experience, and so having discount as part of it means I need to do a little bit less the other years. Oh yeah, I haven't told you about the work internship I found yet. I'll make a whole video about it, so let's not get into that either, but it is in a musical world and it's really fun. It's a musical I was planning to audition to, and then I thought the roles didn't really match what I wanted to do. I was like, I could make the costume, that would be really fun. So this is what I'm doing, and that's really cool. The sleeves are going fast, but I think altogether we are going to reach nearly 2 hours to finish the jacket. I am determined to make Milo's t-shirt. He deserves it. I want him to have a t-shirt. So yeah, and hopefully it's not going to take too long. But because I want to do a tutorial of it at the same time, it's going to take a little bit extra time because I'm explaining as I go, but it'll still be fine. Now, little confession time. I hope that this jacket is going to make it on stage, because I don't think it's been approved by our director yet. So I mean, it should be fine, but you know, it's still like that little bit, okay, maybe I've done all of this for nothing. So I hope not. I hope that this is going to go on stage, but we shall see. I am so proud. Literally my baby. I think like, if I make, you know, if this goes on stage and I were to be able to make other costume, I'll definitely tell my mom like what to look at. Okay, one sleeve done, one to go, and then doing Milo's t-shirt. Telling you the things no one else will ever know, but there's a twist. There's a twist in my fabric. I could tell what I was doing it. You can see it there. Honestly, it's quite flowy, so it creates a lot of folds on her anyway, but there's a twist. I can see it. Ah! But yeah, again, oh, that's nice on this side. See, that's what I meant, that you can kind of see where it ends, even though there's no line, but you can see just in the shape because it's so big. But yeah, I'm okay. Not loving this, but loving that. I'm so proud. I'm so happy. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, you guys. We are reaching the moment where I'm going to have to let things go, but I can see something pulling here and I know exactly which stitches are doing this. I'm going to show my wife what she thinks, but I think it's a moment where I'm going to have to stop because I could go and redo things until, you know, for the end of time, but I have to say it does bother me a bit. I'm going to show her. Okay, we're stopping here, going to the next, I can't stop saying it. Apologies, my wife is in the shower, so the ventilation started, but I've remade it. And I'm so happy, so happy that I don't have the pool lines here anymore. I will be able to sleep comfortably. It always looks like it's not, my wife was like, oh, it looks like it's uneven. It always looks like it's uneven, but it's just the way it falls. I swear I've like triple measured it. It is even, so it's also not my size, so it's not helping. So I've remade it. I am chuffed. I don't think I could have left it. It now means that Milo is not getting his outfit for today. Milo's t-shirt, no. I am getting ready, having lunch, and we are off. Too bad for Milo, but I couldn't leave it. I just couldn't. But yeah, I'm so pleased now. Isn't this perfect? Okay, I'm back from the second fabric store I'm doing an interview with for my tour of Brussels fabric store, and it went really well and it was really lovely. So I'm really happy for this, and if you're looking forward to that video, it should come out on the 25th of November. Fingers crossed that it all goes well, but so far all the interviews are going really well and I'm really happy. I wanted to finish up this vlog. Yesterday we had rehearsal and the pink fur coat made its big debut and it went really well. I'm so happy. I got so many compliments. And I did not manage to film anything, to be honest. It was a lot, it was quite hectic. I also always forget that I have to manage the dog at the same time, so it kind of limits what I can do. Luckily, I have a couple of clips from someone else that I will put here so that you can see the coat in action. And again, I think the best place to be updated with like final photos and everything is going to be my Instagram, because I'm also going to make a matching coat for Milo. You have heard Milo in a pink faux fur coat. And so if you want to see all of this, head off to my Instagram to, be updated. I want to thank Isabella for tipping me a coffee. Thank you so much, Isabella. One more for Team Skivvy. Yay for the Aussies who call the turtlenecks skivvies. I see you guys. And thank you so much for your support. If you liked this video, don't hesitate to give me a like, give me a little subscribe if you want to come back and see what I'm doing in the future with either sewing school or musical. I'm really torn with the musical, how much to share. Not only I'm not really sure how much is interesting for you guys. If I make more costumes, you will 100% know about it, but I don't know if it's interesting for you to see what rehearsals are like or what show week is like. So if you have any strong feelings about musicals and what you would like to see, please let me know. But I'm also noticing that even when I have dreams and hopes about what I want to share, I do find it very difficult because in the moment it's quite a lot, and so I don't know what is possible. So if you have strong feelings, let me know, but keep in mind that I can do only my best, and I don't know what is actually realistic to make or not. Thank you so much, and don't forget that you can make anything. Bye!